Okay, so this one does go up and down, does all that kind of stuff, but what it is missing is it's missing the inside rail. This is what it's supposed to look like. Where it's got this board that keeps the window inside a track, right? So this one doesn't have that. So what it does is you just have to be careful while you're opening and shutting it, because you see it does this when I want to grab it. But I can open it. It stays just fine. And then when I try to shut it, you can see how it's kind of wiggling. And even up here, like I'm pulling down on it, so it wants to kind of pull. But as long as I just keep it in line and pull it down, and then down here, I just gotta make sure I get it all the way down. It works just fine. So, a little extra care needs to be taken because those side rails are gone. But it does function. This window, no doubt, is not functioning. I think they've even gone as far as caulking it in and painting it shut. So this is not a functional window. The next best thing you could do to make this just that much more better is removing the hardware so it actually somewhat resembles a fixed window. But that is what you should act and treat this as. This window does not function. It is disabled. There is no screen. There's actually no storm window at all on the outside of this window, which isn't ideal, but the window itself does function. This one you have the storm window frame, but it does not have the inserts, which would be the glass insert or the screen insert. It doesn't have either of those. You can get those made. You just gotta take some measurements, and then there's a hardware store in town that'll do that for you. It does stick. I will give you that. Oh. Oh, goodness. Got it. And this one's also missing the latch. Like, it has the latch, but it doesn't have the plate that would catch on the latch in order to lock it. Since you're on the second floor, it's really not a requirement that your windows lock. So it's more of a preference, but this one does not lock. Okay, so this is one of the ones that does not stay open. It raises just fine, does not stay open. A couple different things you could do about that. There's obviously the proper repair of having the weights corrected, but that's likely not reasonable. So what you could do is at the store you can buy those they're like little butterfly looking things. And they would install in the tracks here so that once you lift it up to a certain level, they friction hold the window up. And it just takes some extra force to put it up and down as you jump over those wings basically in order for the window to hold with friction. The second thing you could do, you get a paint stick or a board, like a 1x2, and you just stick it here and it holds your window open. So this one does have the inserts for the storm, the glass insert as well as the screen. Same as over there, this one does not have the plate in order for the latch to properly lock. So this window also does not lock. This window does empty out onto the front porch, the roof of the front porch. So that might be something, if you choose this to be Miranda's room, you might want to make sure she can't get in and out of this window, because if she does get out there, she might think it's fun to jump onto that roof. But you'll be able to secure that pretty easily. Does have all the inserts for the storm. It's just another one of those that doesn't have the plate in order for the latch to catch, so it does not lock. Storms are there. Again, this one, the bottom style, which is this part of the window on the upper sash, it sits a little bit below the lower sash. So even if it did have a plate for the latch to hold and lock, I don't think it would function because it sits pretty low below the window. But aside from those little things, it does open, it does stay open, and it does shut. Fully functional. That one has the inserts for the storm as well as the plate for the lock to latch. This one does have the storm inserts. It does open, stay open, close, and it does have the plate for the lock to latch, so this one's fully functional. This one functions fine. It's got both of the inserts, the screen and the storm for the storm window, the glass for the storm window. And it does open and shut, stays open. It is, again, missing the plate. So this is another one that will not lock. But again, we're on the second floor, so it's reasonable that it not lock. This door, this strike plate does not line up correctly with the plunger, so it doesn't depress the plunger and close with just the push of the knob, or the handle rather. You do have to turn the knob to close the door, and then the door is latched. This one works just fine. I think the only issue we have here is that it does drag on the carpet a little bit. So there is some sound as well as friction there. The most that's going to do is wear out your carpet a little faster, and also could potentially cause future damage on the bottom of the door as it catches on the threads and starts pulling paint off. Pretty low risk though there. Bathroom door works great, no problems there. Hall closet. It works just fine as well. With the exception, like we have there in that bedroom, it does drag on the carpet, so you got to give it an extra little shove. So again, what that'll do is just kind of cause the carpet to wear a little more, and of course the bottom of the door might wear a little quicker as well. This one does eventually work. You just have to give it a pretty tough shove. Otherwise it doesn't latch. So the other thing I'm noticing on this one is with it having to be kind of manhandled like that in order for it to work, that it's rubbing here on the frame and it's causing this panel, these hollow core doors, it's causing this panel to become damaged. Here. Because of it getting, forcibly shoved on that frame. This one here works decent. There's definitely some friction that shouldn't be. I just had to use my hip to get it open. But it does work okay. Oh, that one's beautiful. That one works great. Which they all work like. That one works just fine as well. Although, you've got your plunger here, and you do not have a mortise, so it just sits there. So certainly doesn't lock. It does open and shut, however. That door just takes some loving, a little forceful loving to get it to open and shut, but it does. It does drag on the carpet again. It just needs a little shortening, but it does not keep it from working properly. This knob doesn't seem to be used hardly at all. It's this knob that does the heavy lifting. And then it's got a slide lock. Again, not a perfect fit. You could just see how, like, there should be a little bit of a gap there to not have friction, but it does work. Yeah, this one here. Looks good. It's got its screen, lock, all good. Checking out the storm door here on the porch. It works pretty well. Windows out here, not so worried about these because these aren't in like living space, but you can see where maybe popping a couple screws in here would be helpful. But this is not conditioned space, so these windows are certainly not as important. But they are all here. Every one of them has a screen. Every one of them has the storm. Glass is good. Let's try to open a couple of them and see how it goes. Okay, maybe not that one. So, yeah, I think these are going to be just fine. There's another one too that would use some tightening up. Other than that,